Alright, so I wanted to show you something that I'm kind of proud of. This right here. This strip of cardboard. What this is a layout of my floor planks. I happened to find a planked floor on another zip on the Glen-L website, and I really liked how they alternated the plank width. I loved it. Problem is, there were absolutely no dimensions whatsoever. None. I searched and searched and searched. It's funny, some of the things the guys will share with you and other things they won't. Absolutely won't. And floor plank width seems to be one of those things. I don't know why, but no one wants to share that information, I guess, or maybe I haven't asked the right people. I don't know. But so on this particular zip, the floor that I really liked, just by looking at pictures and real close up, zooming in and trying to get a rough dimension, it looks like their narrow planks were 2 inches wide. And just because I was comparing their narrow planks to the battens below, and they're, you know, if you built it to the plans, it's a 2 inch wide batten. So the narrow plank appeared to be 2 inches. Guessing that that was 2 inches, the next plank looked to be twice as wide plus, but not 3 times as wide as the narrow planks. So I guessed 2.5 times as wide, or 5 inches. And as for a floor gap, I've seen some people do 3/4, I didn't like it. I've seen some people do 1/4 inch, I didn't like that. So I went in the middle. I like a 1/2 inch gap, I just like how it looked. So I sat down, here's my center line, and I laid this thing out, this piece of cardboard, with 5 inch wide planks and 2 inch wide alternating. So there's a 5 in the middle, this is my center line, 5 inch, and then 2 2 inches, then 2 5 inches, then 2 2 inches, and so on and so forth. So, you know, it goes 5 in the center, and then a 2 and a 2. And anyhow, it continues that pattern, then a 5 and a 5, and a 2 and a 2. And I really wanted this style plank floor, the mixed width. I just love how it looked in this one zip, and I was hoping that this measurement, these dimensions would work out. So I took that strip and I crawled up in my boat and I started laying it on top of my floor supports on the center line and looking to see where my gaps ended up, to see where my wide plank, because I want to end with a wide plank out here. So it needed to work on each and every one of these positions. So that's what I did last night after drawing that out. I got up in here, stuck it on, and started checking. And yep, it works here, it works here, it works here, it works here, it works here. Anyhow, it worked all the way down the boat. And I was really happy because, again, I have no idea if this layout was gonna work. So I had no choice other than to draw out a template or a pattern and crawl up in there and try it. Now, you can probably see here, I've got a whole bunch of sand on this board. That's for another project, ignore that. But this is my old layout board. You can see the bottom of the frame here. One of my frames, I can't remember which frame this was. Oh, there it is, right up here. Frame 4. So this is the driver cockpit frame or dash layout board. And basically it's just really thin. This is Meranti. I don't know if it'll focus on it or not. It doesn't want to. Anyhow, it has a super thin face veneer and a super thin face veneer, both sides, of Meranti and some sort of really crappy core. This is just like interior pretty stuff. I bought it because it was like $6 a sheet, and it was just for a layout board. It's junk. You wouldn't build a boat out of it, but it made a great layout board. So I thought, you know what? Going off of crawling around on the boat and checking all my measurements for my floor planks, they look like they're gonna work. So I thought, why not crawl up in there? I'll take some of this stuff. I've got a whole sheet of it laying around I'm not using for anything, and I'll rip them. I'll rip them to 5 inch wide, and I'll rip some down to 2 inch wide. And then I'll cut them, and I'll just false plank a section of the boat to see how it works out. So that's exactly what I did. These are just some trim ends, some extras, and these are 1/2 inch width from my finger to finger, 1/2 inch. And this is what I used for spacing to get the 1/2 inch gap between my planks. So if you didn't notice, I've kind of been not showing you this last portion of the boat. until now for a reason. Now again, keep in mind that this is not the planking. This is just a pattern of how the planking will look. I still haven't purchased any of my floor plank material yet. I'm just working out the pattern so I can get an approximate board footage to go order my floor planking. So again, this stuff is only like an 1/8 inch tall. It's not near tall enough. It'll sit below the frames, whereas the actual planking will sit level with the frame. But take a look at that. Is that not awesome? I temporarily got the little strips cut, and that's how we're gonna plank it. All the way forward, it'll look like that. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how the floor planks will look with the alternating 5-inch, 2-inch planks and a 1/2 inch gap in between them. I think it looks awesome. I really, really like how it turned out. Really, really nice. And then you can see this gap down here. This won't matter. I'm going to keep the planks about a 1/2 inch off of the chine all the way down, because I'm going to have little armrests that are built. They'll come up off of this plank and over to the hull, I don't know, 5-6 inches tall, and they'll run from the rear cockpit seat back here all the way forward to that front dash. There'll be an armrest basically. So the hull planks won't come clear to the edge, just like this, about the same clearance. But is that not cool looking? So that's just kind of templates of how my floor should look if I do everything right. And of course, again, these are an 1/8 inch tall. The actual floor planks will be flush with the top of this frame. Pretty cool looking, right? And this will all be African mahogany. The floor will all be African. Awesome. I wish I had enough of this crap sitting around just to plank the rest of the boat, just to see how it's gonna look, but that gives you an idea. It's gonna be beautiful. Well, it's officially January 1st, 2016. Happy New Year to everybody out there. For the month of December 2015, we only put in 1.75 hours. It was a busy month at home, so not a lot of work went into the boat. Let's see, that 1.75 hours was all on floor, so that brings us up to 31.5 hours into the floor. We went up $4.99, which was just another can of Fama wood mahogany. So we're getting ready to plug holes in all of the floor supports and stuff like that. That brings us up to a total of 338 hours into the Zip and $3,308.58. So not a whole lot to show this month. Sorry about that, guys. It is what it is, and with any luck, we'll pick up and make some good progress during the month of January. Thanks for watching. Please rate and comment, subscribe to the channel, and check out Glen-L.com. Build yourself a boat.